Let's talk about insurance. Homeowners insurance, to be specific, here in Southwest Florida. You know, there's a lot of misinformation regarding this topic, and I'm hoping that today I can kind of set the record straight, give some folks some peace of mind, and help people that are maybe interested in our area or folks that are already here and need to potentially shop around for new insurance. There's no denying since 2017, and probably even more so after September 28th, 2022, when we took a direct hit from Hurricane Ian, that our homeowners insurance has gone up immensely. As a matter of fact, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 35% on average here in the area. In addition to that, our property values have also gone up as much as 30%, and that's with the market correction over the last 18, 24 months of 10 to 15%. So yes, it stinks. Our homeowners insurance is up, but your property value has gone up significantly as well. I don't want to get off topic though. I'm here today to share with you some things that I believe will help you get great quality insurance and some things to be looking out for or doing when you're shopping for new insurance or potentially purchasing here in our area. Number one, have a wind mitigation report completed on your property. Wind mitigation has to do with primarily your roof, the type of product that's used, the water barrier that's used, the nails or the strapping or the tie downs that are used. And insurance companies take a look at all of those products, and if done correctly, will save you a significant amount of money on your homeowner's insurance. Number two, there's something called a 4-point inspection that will be very, very helpful so long as those 4 things are in good condition. And if they're not, that you correct them immediately and then notify your insurance company. Those 4 things on a 4-point inspection are the roof, the AC, the plumbing, and the electrical. Okay, so have that done, especially if you're purchasing a new home. Most lenders will require it. And if there are items that come up that aren't acceptable, make sure you negotiate to have those repaired or fixed. It's gonna save you a lot of money on that insurance quote. Number 3, buy or install impact-resistant windows, doors, and maybe even hurricane shutters. And last but not least, purchase inland, right? The further that you can be away from the water, obviously the cheaper your insurance will most likely be. Buying out of a flood zone if possible. Let's talk about that flood insurance. Again, a lot of misinformation around flood insurance. And I'm here to tell you that flood insurance is affordable for the most part and readily available here in Southwest Florida. It's just a matter of at what cost. Flood insurance cost is driven by risk. And the key factors in risk are proximity to the water, cost to rebuild, age of the home, and also the foundation that the home sits on, amongst a few other things. So it's not just necessarily what flood zone you're in, that sort of thing. So obviously, buying a 50, 60-year-old home here in Southwest Florida on a Gulf Access canal is going to cost you substantially more money in flood insurance than, say, buying a home 15 miles away from the Gulf of America that was built in 2022. Pretty logical, right? So what are some of the ways to keep your flood insurance costs down? We talked about it briefly before. Buying out of a flood zone certainly would be ideal, but here locally, a large majority of our property is in some sort of a flood zone. You got to know the zones, right? A and V zone are our highest risk. B and C zones are low to moderate risk, right? So higher the risk, higher the policy amount. If you're purchasing a property or already have one, you should have an elevation certificate if you need to pay flood insurance. Believe it or not, those elevation thresholds, for lack of better words, have changed. And by having a new elevation certificate completed, you might be able to show your insurance company that you're no longer at a certain risk level, and therefore flood insurance could go away altogether, or your policy could go down because your risk becomes more minimal. Here in Southwest Florida, right, there's no denying that living closer to the water, the Gulf of Mexico, or on a Gulf access canal is a huge appeal as to why people live and move here. So if you're purchasing a home that's going to require flood insurance, find out from the current owner if they have a transferable flood policy. 90% of the time, if they have flood insurance, it is transferable, and it's going to be significantly less than having to go out and buy a new policy. I'm not an insurance agent, but after doing this for 25 years, I have a couple go-to agents that I can put you in contact with. Reach out and I'll point you in the right direction, right? It's very, very important that you shop around, right? Not just as far as agencies, but different policy and coverage levels, okay? That's it for today, folks. I appreciate you listening. If you have any questions about anything real estate related, please feel free to reach out. And don't forget, only the sunset covers Southwest Florida better.